We are live. No
Yes,
gay
we
politicians
are.
on this show. Let me tell you
That's
what,
true.
folks. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the best, the number one political night show that airs on Thursday nights at 9:45-ish p.m. Where the backgrounds that you see behind your hosts are the backgrounds. There is no other show on planet Earth, not just America, on planet Earth that is number one in all those categories, that is in those parameters. It's just, I mean, we are what we are. You should feel privileged watching this show right now, that you are part of this call-in show, part of the chat. Join it in. Your number one co-host, Jeremiah Campana, with his number one co-host, Alex Medeiros. Alex, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. By the way, great introduction. As always, brother. Really appreciate it. I love doing the show with you each and every week. I'm sure the people watching love it as well. And you're right. We're the number one within a certain group of parameters, and that will most likely never change.
That will most likely never change because we have longevity. Not because the parameters will change. It's because your boys here just have the stamina to put on fantastic content week in, week out on our own channels, day in and day out. Yeah, I'm feeling good to be here. How was your week? Anything exciting happened to you this week, Alex?
Anything exciting this week? No, not quite. Just being a dad, man.
Just being a dad. Well, that's
Yeah,
exciting, man. Come on, tell the good people out there who are watching, because we get a lot of liberal drive-by viewers on
we
the
do.
show, and tell them why they should embrace being a parent, fatherhood.
Oh man, I don't know if there's another reason to live. No, I'm just kidding.
Take
But
me home, Jesus. Take me home now.
no, it's absolutely the most joy that I have in life is being able to mold these children into something worthy of civilization and God's call in their life. There's nothing greater. And honestly, as a new parent yourself, Jeremiah,
Mm,
the kids do something to you inherently where they just strip the selfishness straight out of you. It's just God has a way of doing that with children. And before that, even as a Christian, when you only have to worry about yourself and a spouse, I mean, it's
mm.
easy to be selfish, right?
Correct. It is easy to be selfish without kids. I'll tell you what, though, I am being dragged kicking and screaming out of the selfishness lifestyle because I was just, you know, like you said, you don't really realize it how much you were until you have the kid, and then you're like, crap, I really was, and still am, and it's a sin that is it's one of those sins that feels like a warm blanket, right? just
Yes.
just do you, man. Just do you.
Yeah.
Make yourself happy. It's fine. But yeah, no, it's you realize that you're like, well, I have to raise this person, and I have to feed this person, and it does. It changes you in the best ways. So if you're a liberal watching the show right now, put your hatred for Trump on pause for just a moment and realize that you should be a father, so have kids and raise them to be Christian if you can.
There is
Putting a
one
lot.
caveat.
There is one caveat.
It's very hard to remain a liberal after you have children. Just saying.
Well, good. Then have have those kids. If it's difficult to remain liberal after having kids, then have more kids. Have 10 kids. And you know what? Actually, I was just listening to the radio on the way here, and was it the radio or was I listening to a podcast? I don't know. But either way, they were talking about how
Radio.
the
They still have that.
they still have FM radio. I know, such a boomer thing. I'm a millennial, but I might as well be a boomer, just based on how I act age wise. But they were talking about girl dad culture and how that is like um, actually feminizing men. Where it's not like not having like being a dad who has a daughter. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when you become feminized to kind of like girl dad culture is like this whole thing now, I guess.
Give
Where
me an example.
um They didn't give one, so
Okay.
I'm gonna. I'm just thinking in my
All
head,
right, so
like,
there's nothing wrong with like letting your daughter paint your nails, right? I mean, like it's gonna happen. You know that, right, bro? She's gonna paint your nails one day.
So what they? So they didn't give an example like that. You've had your nails painted, I assume.
I don't have any girls. No.
Oh well, so never mind. So so wait a minute. So you have no clue what you're talking about, Alex. No, I think that would be a good example. Like, you can probably do the Tea Party thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the line is as far as like what can you do.
I'm not putting the tutu on.
Right, not putting the tutu on, not kind of like how did the guy put it? He like men who like almost worship their daughters, right? Like just have this unhealthy relationship with them because it's like,
Well, the excuse there is, well, I just want to be such a great man and spoil my daughter so much that she doesn't get fooled by a boy who's not a man, right?
right. Um, sure, I don't know, but I haven't met personally, more than maybe a couple like dads who only have girls, like
Mhm.
as it's the other they have no boy children. So I
Yeah,
don't
it's gotta
know.
be tough, dude.
That's the world I live in right now.
Yeah, you only got one though. You'll get some boys in there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Or it'll be my luck, and they'll just all be girls. Or we'll just have to adopt. I'll just adopt a boy. Be like,
Yes.
tell the adoption agency, sorry, if it's a girl, put her in foster care.
Yeah, if the gay guys can exclusively adopt boys, I'm sure you can.
Right. Exactly. Ohio Patriot, hit that thumbs up for us. Anybody watching, please hit that thumbs up for us. This is a call-in show. Liberals typically too scared to call into the show. I do have quite an array of liberals to roast here at the
Ooh.
beginning of this show. Hold on, let me get the right bookmark page. I created bookmark folders so I could better organize myself here. Oh man, I got some stuff here, man. I got some women to roast. I got some dudes to roast. I just got some plain weird stuff going on here. But it is our favorite pastime. I could honestly, maybe we'll do a special one day, Alex, where we just spend the entire show
Ooh, that sounds
roasting
good.
liberals.
That sounds fun.
Just for an hour and a half straight, just roast every liberal, because the videos are there's a plethora of videos. I mean, there's never ending treasure trove of liberals acting retarded. So maybe we'll do that one time where we spend the whole show just roasting every single one of them. Get the chat to join in. Which, by the way, yes, we do appreciate roasts in the chat, whether you're roasting us or the liberals that we're about to roast ourselves.
Just make sure it's funny.
Yes, it's got to be funny. Don't be generic with your roasts. We enjoy a good ribbing. Calling us maggots with MAGA with a TS at the end. That's non-original. It's boring. It's lame. If you're gonna make fun of us for being Trump supporters, you can be more original than that. We will appreciate it. We'll put you up here on the big screen. But why don't you go ahead and cue that jingle for us, Alex?
What you mean this?
White liberal women are awful, pleasing them is impossible. Ladies, why so hostile? Audience, grab a drink and follow. Come laugh with us, watch them wallow.
Yeah, we should
probably
be
singing that.
That's a beautiful voice you have. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had a singing voice like that. But our first roast of the day is a throwback video. Folks, can you believe 81 million people voted for this?
And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Oh.
So it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. By the way, I'm very much worried about this guy's biceps. His biceps are big as my. And by the way, you know, I see
81 million people, Alex.
The first clip is pre-election, right? That was on the
Yes.
campaign trail. Yeah.
Yes, that was on the campaign trail. Love having those kids rub my legs and jumping on my lap. 81 million people. That's what they tell me.
Yeah, I remember that very vividly. I was like, what is going on? This is who is running against Trump?
Yeah, like that's the best that they had. I mean, and then they rolled out Kamala Harris. Like, what are they going to have in store for us in 2028?
Newsom's their only shot. We know it.
I mean, honestly, like, as weird as he is, he's the most normal one out of all of them.
Well, he's generalizing his approach now, right? Backing off some of the crazier claims because he's trying to appeal to a larger audience.
And is it working? I mean, have you been talking to people like, I can't wait to see Gavin Newsom run?
No, I've not heard that once in my entire life. But even though I'm in a super Democrat state,
right?
When you work with your hands, you're just more Republican. There's a high correlation there.
So everybody you work with is more Republican.
Yeah. I know the only people I know who are Democrat are in the office, and they're mostly women.
Of course. Are they affluent, white, female liberals by chance?
At least half of them. Yeah, we got a lot of Spanish in Rhode Island, so.
Okay. A lot of Spanish in Rhode Island, because when you cross that border, the first thing I would think of if I was Mexican, hey, Rhode Island, that's the place to be.
Well, we were one of the first sanctuary states, so that's why.
So you guys were at the forefront of all this nonsense. Hey, 4 people watching right now, hit that thumbs up button. This is a call-in show. Feel free to call in and talk about anything, and please help us roast these white liberals in the chat. People in the background totally ignoring him. Yes, but they still voted for him. That's the crazy part. like
they say.
So right. So they say. Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of Spanish and Rhode Island, I just have to mention this. I'm sure you remember. It's not quite Rhode Island, but it's literally an hour away. It's neighboring state over in Mass. But do you remember when DeSantis sent a bunch of illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard on a jet?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we're a sanctuary state until you go into the rich white neighborhood on the island.
And then they were gone real quick.
Yeah,
we don't have the infrastructure to have these people here. Like, you have a mansion, put them in your mansion. Like, could be in a whiny
and
liberal.
It's the price of a mansion, but to be fair, it's a 3-bedroom cottage. It's just for some reason $1.8 million.
1.8 million college, yeah. So this next guy, I don't know if he's liberal or not, but he is completely unaware.
Your dog has more situational awareness than you right now.
I saw that.
The dog has more situational awareness.
Good
boy.
That's embarrassing.
To be fair, he's on a bike path, isn't he?
Yes, I was just about to say. In his defense, he is in a place that you don't normally see vehicles, so I'll give him that.
But they do. I mean, you do expect kind of it because they service those places all the time. They're miles and miles long, and they usually have some sort of utility off of them. So,
True story. Now this next one, again, I don't know what this guy's political affiliation is, but he's pretty wild.
Nigga, I'm a fucking late.
First of all, language warning. Second of all, you got to appreciate the William Wallace outfit he's got going on here.
I'm going there and shut this whole motherfucker down. Do it.
I'm gonna eat those words.
They trying, you know.
I mean, no shirt, Scottish kilt. That's probably someone I wouldn't, call his bluff.
Yeah.
I got it on tape.
Oh. And he just went outside and ripped the power from the building. He literally shut it down. So I'll give him that. It's true to his word.
And I mean, just first, obviously, being a meth head and electrician, they're not mutually exclusive, bud. You can be both.
You can be both. You can be an alcoholic and an electrician as well. In fact, when I was in rehab, I was in rehab with an electrician who said in order to steady his hand, he had to drink because he was such an alcoholic. Like if he didn't drink, he'd be cutting the wires like
himself.
this.
Yeah, he'd die on the job.
So like it's got so bad. It was like, yeah, I had to rip a fifth of vodka just to be able to steady my hands. That is crazy. That is crazy. I was bad, but that's crazy. That's crazy. I always wonder how some of those people are doing these days.
Yeah, if a guy walks into the fast food restaurant you're eating at, and he's got no shirt on, a kilt, and he's a white man who drops the N-word with no care in the world, I'd be careful.
Just be careful. Yeah. Yeah, that's a situation. That's situational awareness, folks.
Yeah, speaking
of situational awareness, well, speaking of just intelligence, this
guy. Who I think it is.
Is that who you think it is?
Yeah. Well, who? I don't understand how people watch this guy, man.
I don't either. I really don't.
Maybe that's the secret.
Bots. They
we got to dye our hair white.
Ooh, okay. I don't know. Let's ask Ohio Patriot, anyone in the chat, should we dye our hair white and do the show from here on out with white hair? Is that the look that we should be going for? Let us know. Let us know in the chat.
We got Kyle from South Park here.
Let's hear what he has to say. Something super intelligent.
I think he's right that if he pulls this off, it is literally the biggest scam in history. Remember, guys, this is a guy who took $38 billion from U.S. taxpayers to make a dozen rockets explode in the air.
He's talking about Elon Musk.
This guy's the king of vaporware. He's the king of fraud. He's one of the biggest con men out there, right up there with Donald Trump. He's the worst of the worst. He's the worst of the worst. And he's like a classic example of, no, the oligarchs are not brilliant. No, the billionaires are not amazing and the hardest working and the most intelligent. They're actually a bunch of dipshits. They're actually a bunch of fucking idiots who get lucky. And if I'm being honest, they're the parasites. This is parasitic behavior. Okay, they're the parasites. It's not somebody who's on food stamps, barely getting by, okay, in between jobs. No, it's Elon Musk is the fucking parasite. And by the way, same guy who cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels, same guy who cut USAID, which has now led to millions of deaths in the developing world because now they don't have the HIV medication, they don't have the malaria medication, now leading to the Ebola outbreak. He's gonna be worth over $1 trillion. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, when we get to this point, somebody's gonna run for president on the banner with the slogan, "Make guillotines great again," and they're going to win with 400 electoral college votes. This is the path that we're going on. I'm just letting you know.
Not hardworking. You don't have to be intelligent at all to be a billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, look, luck has a place in capitalism, obviously. But to be the richest man in the world, you just get lucky. I don't buy that.
I don't know about that. Yeah. And
if he's a parasite, sorry, go ahead.
3 companies. Go ahead. You said he's about to be a parasite. Yeah.
Well, no, he's calling him a parasite, but it's like, why? Because he's rich? Is that why he's a parasite? Because he's rich. Okay, well, Mr. Kalinsky, you make millions of dollars,
right?
Are you a parasite because you're sitting on your butt speaking into a camera? Way too much, by the way. I mean, he puts out like 10 videos a day of him sitting there in his lawn chair speaking. Oh my God. And
maybe that's what we're missing. Lawn chair.
What is he looks like? You know who he looks like? He looks like the agent from what's the movie where the guy turns all blue because he jumps in the pool and the chemicals turn his skin blue? It's like a kids movie.
Kids movie?
man.
Oh, no clue.
He looks like a Hollywood actor agent. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, no, he really does. He really does. And yes, Ohio
And
Baker, you are correct.
Oh, he's no good at debating at all. Anytime you see him actually like go on Piers Morgan or go anywhere and do an actual debate, he gets absolutely smoked.
I believe it. I believe it because as a parasite, how many jobs do you think Elon Musk has created? I just asked Grok, who gave me the answer. Which is funny that I used Grok to get the answer.
Oh, how many jobs?
Yeah, how many jobs did this parasite Elon Musk create?
10,000.
150,000. 150,000 jobs he has created. But he's a parasite. These people have no self-awareness. Now, finally got ourselves a liberal white woman here, sir. And she thinks she is the cat's meow, the talk of the town. This is a Representative Jacobs. Representative Jacobs, who thinks she's smarter than everybody.
Looks like
in
a
the
Jacob.
Room. Right? Look at that face, the jawline. My goodness. But here she's trying to sound intelligent here. Let's see how she does.
And just like you couldn't admit that the shoes the president bought you were too big, you clearly don't know what winning means. And not because the facts are unclear to you, it's because
why is she
telling
crying?
The truth would cost you your job.
I don't know, but she like giggled at that joke.
And the American people are entitled to a Secretary of State who tells them the truth even when the president doesn't want to hear it. And my constituents, our service members, deserve better. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I don't know what shoes she's talking about. What is she talking about?
Representative Burchett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you'd like to answer any of that.
Yeah, I don't know about the
I'll
shoes.
give
I mean,
you a
he gave me
minute.
some Florsheim shoes. They're actually pretty good. They fit fine. I don't know what she's talking about. And maybe that's what she's referring to.
Your shoes look very nice today, Mr. Secretary.
How can you see them? They're way down here. We're talking about shoes. Are you guys kidding me? I mean, is this the Foreign Affairs Committee or is this like a circus? What is this?
And just like you couldn't admit.
In the Foreign Affairs Committee, we are grilling Marco Rubio about not being able to admit that the shoes Donald Trump gave him are good.
Yeah, it's literally a TikTok meme. She thinks she's on a TikTok live panel right now with her besties. Nobody cares about your stupid meme that the president didn't get Marco Rubio the right size shoe. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And you were elected and you're on a committee. What are you talking about, lady? Like you're right. Like she thinks she's part of a TikTok panel. That's who we're putting in office.
And her bestie was there, so I can
right
see how
behind
she was
her because
confused.
she giggled. She was the only one who laughed at that in the entire chamber. That blonde behind her thought that was hilarious. In fact, she might have told her to say that. I bet it'd be funny
just
to
like
make fun of his shoes.
I saw this meme on TikTok yesterday. You have to see this.
You have to use it in the committee hearing. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
But it would be a little funny if there was any substance that came after that.
Right.
It's like when people complain about ad hom attacks. It's like, yeah, ad homs are bad. But if you have a really good argument and you insult your opponent, it's pretty funny.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah. It's like it's like that moment when you're like at a at some kind of like work function or something, and or like and someone's like up there giving a speech and they open with a joke that nobody laughs at. It's just quiet in the room. It's like
my dad did that at my wedding.
Oh no. He made a joke and no one laughed at it.
Yeah. He said, well, we're here today because God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Am I right?
I would have laughed. I would have laughed at that. Odd place to put that joke, but okay. We're there. We're there. That's why I gave a speech at a wedding once. I was the best man, and I'd never talked to the guy anymore, ironically enough. But I was best man at his wedding. So I never wrote a speech before. Dude, I went on the internet and copied so much generic jokes to like insert into the speech and killed it, bro. The wedding crowd loves generic slop.
Okay.
I love
All right. Good for you.
Yeah, dude. I had so many people come up to me, and I didn't have the heart to tell them. Like, most of those jokes were stolen. I just inserted.
Yeah.
I just rearranged the context of them to match this situation. But other than that, like, you just got straight internet jokes, bro. You thought they were great.
Hey, whatever works. And yes, Big Fat Liar was the movie. Thank you, Ohio Patriot.
Big Fat
Resident
Liar.
fact checker.
Wow, Ohio Patriot. You've seen Big Fat Liar? I've never even heard of that movie. Who's
May have used
that's crazy.
ChatGPT for that.
May have used ChatGPT for that one. Hey, whoever the second person is watching, join us in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. Get us going in this algorithm here, folks. It's a much better show when we have liberals in the chat roasting us. I mean, we can take jokes. All right, we're not like Ben Shapiro, who can't take a joke. All right, we can take jokes here. Me and my Muslim cohort.
and also, unlike Ben Shapiro, we're not going to play Fortnite for you.
No. True story. This next this lady's worse, believe it or not, that we're about to watch here.
I can
This
tell.
lady is worse. You can tell. Yes, exactly. You can tell because half of her hair is red and half of her hair is, I don't like, aqua green blue. Is that blue or green? I don't know, but it's terrible. She looks terrible. Like,
And I bet you she's going to talk this. The Bible is a bunch of man-made fiction.
let's see if you were right.
If you support Trump or any of them at this fucking point, I'm going to question if you graduated high school. I'm going to question if you actually
Dude, you nailed it. Like, that's exactly how she's going about
read
it.
a book. I'm going to question if you are actually legally allowed to drive or if you have an expired license and you like to play pretend and know how to drive. Because I know personally some people that do that.
What are you pretending to be with that haircut?
If you can side with somebody who has so much evidence against them that they are a
Oh, like what? Like what? Please tell us what evidence there is against him.
criminal, a violent felon,
Oh, a violent felon. She's surely going to tell us what makes him such a violent felon.
who has committed atrocities against human nature.
Oh my God, he's basically
Human
Hitler.
nature.
Tell us what these things are, lady.
If you
Inform me.
can still support that, even though there is blatant evidence in your face saying that that's what's going on,
Tell me the evidence.
I'm going to question your intelligence. Immediately, your views will be lowered because what do you mean you can side with a pedophile, a murderer?
Okay, let's pretend you never said any of that previous stuff. Surely you're going to tell us the evidence that he's a pedophile.
But
what's
yet
the
you
murderer
think the issue is immigrants in your street.
A pedophile murderer. Okay.
Oh, he murders pedophile. He did kill a lot of Iranian government
He did.
officials.
Yes, he did kill a lot of Iranian government officials. She is correct, technically. All right. Yeah. Okay, lady. I'm with you. I'm tracking with you.
You think the issue is the poor people around you and not the billionaires that are eating people and raping children.
Literally eating people?
From what I've gathered over time is I've realized that most of the people that
TikTok.
support it happen to have done those things themselves. And
Alex, have you ate anybody?
Not that I know of. I mean, I've had questionable chili, but I didn't think it was
Right.
that questionable.
Same. She's saying that we've done these things.
that's why they don't say anything because, oh, if that is rape and that is assault, then that means that I did that to somebody. Yeah, it does. That would require you to take accountability for your actions, wouldn't it? And that would be really hard for you because that seems to be the issue with men nowadays is taking fucking accountability. Deflect. That's all.
How many views did this woman get with this nonsense?
I have no idea because I got
That's
it from
it.
Defiant L's. I'm sure if you find her on X, it's probably in the hundreds of thousands. I bet it is. That gave me a headache. I know.
My favorite part was, you're so dumb. I bet you don't even have a driver's license. Wait a minute. What's the correlation here?
I didn't know. Do I have to solve algebra problems to get my driver's license?
Because I know people who don't have licenses who like to pretend they know how to drive. Yeah. Okay.
It's very common amongst the low intelligent folk to pretend. So, like, wait a minute. They basically hand out driver's licenses like candy. That's the correlation there.
literally.
Not following it. Not following
Yeah,
it.
I don't understand. And then so the pedophile stuff obviously comes from the Epstein, and everybody's been calling Trump a pedophile for years, right? With no evidence. But I don't hear people calling him a murderer. What's that accusation come from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was really bizarre. Atrocities beyond our comprehension. Like,
Yeah, they go against human nature. Like all of a sudden she's a philosopher. Like,
oh, she's
not what
definitely
you say.
definitely thinks she's she thinks she's on a higher and deeper plane than the rest of us. I guarantee it. She's
What is it with that voice? Because I saw it coming from a mile away.
I know you nailed it. Every woman who looks like that, who does this video, sounds exactly like that. Do you think that they're watching these other women do these videos and then they're like, I'm gonna copy her? Because
Maybe I would think if I didn't know what TikTok was, I'd be like, this woman's having a manic episode just by the way her tone is.
Yeah, I'll say. Next, so are you familiar with who Spencer Pratt is?
I know he's running for mayor in LA as a Republican or independent.
Yes, and he is going to lose because of mail-in ballots, of course. Because
against Karen Bass, out of all people, the
in
worst person.
The worst person, a literal communist who trained in Cuba. And there's what they say. I think I read somewhere today that it's like, it's going to take 37 days to count the votes. Like, what? Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, it depends if we have more votes for Karen before we want to stop or not. You know, so it could be quicker.
Could be quicker, right? Yes. If Karen overtakes, then yes, absolutely. We will stop in several days. If she's still not winning, well, we have to keep this going until we can drop off enough mail-in ballots.
So do you remember Karen Bass had that video go viral of her yelling at her intern?
No, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, she her intern stepped in her shot like in the background.
Oh no.
And just like
so she's
anybody who has an outburst like that, you know, is way worse than that moment.
Yep.
That was a minor inconvenience. When something actually goes down, you know, she's just livid.
Yo, all her employees probably live in fear,
constant fear. Yeah. Like, I need this job. This is the only political job I could get.
Yep. And there's just like every day, it's just like a horror movie that they have to live through. Well, yeah, I can't imagine. I don't want
the boyfriends of the woman she employs every day are like, all right, so I got to spend an hour hearing my girl complain about her job.
Honey. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's how those conversations go.
Yeah.
All right, I got a Spencer Pratt fan. I call this a win. I don't know if you want to call it a win, but it's kind of funny. This reporter's looking for she's not looking for what the people she's interviewing gave her.
It's a much more lively vibe, and in very LA fashion, there's now a chopper flying overhead. He's having his party at a Mexican restaurant that he has loved for years. And there's some Spencer Pratt supporters here who seem in a very good mood.
Yeah.
You guys have
Instagram Patriot Welfare.
You guys have probably seen.
Let me get that promo out real quick.
The latest batch of polling that just came out shows him doing pretty well in second place, just 10 points behind Karen Bass. How are you feeling about that? Do you feel really confident that he's going to make it to the runoff?
Definitely, he's going to make it to the runoff. There's a lot of people who already voted for him. Their votes haven't been counted yet. They voted day of the election, old school style. So I think his numbers are going to get better.
What is it about Spencer Pratt that you just is resonating with you?
Because he's speaking out against communism and socialism, and it is a real big problem in our cities, especially in LA, where it's
Dude, shout out to this guy for being an LA resident saying this.
Turn to crap. It's not an accident. They're doing it by design. Karen Bass wants to destroy our city, and it's nice to see someone like Spencer Pratt.
I can simplify it because those buzzwords are like they melt the brains of like left, leaning people. So let's just say it this way: he doesn't want human feces to be a part of your life. Yeah. He doesn't want homeless children outside.
Totally.
Homeless
Thank
people
you.
outside. Oh,
We
you
have-
didn't
no.
like that. He ran away.
We have
He doesn't
talked-
want homeless
Okay,
people outside of
we
the elementary
appreciate
schools
you.
having
Can I
sex
get a shout out real
with
quick?
their
We
own
appreciate
hands.
you. We appreciate you. We talked a lot about the homelessness. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna.
I don't appreciate you, man.
I got it. Thank you for navigating that.
See how quickly, as soon as they started talking about all the problems in LA, that she was like,
guy
okay,
was
we're
pretty
done
funny.
here. Yeah, that was, liberals are too dumb to understand this, so let's talk about this. We don't want human feces in our town.
No poo poo on the sidewalk.
No, yeah, jeez, I can't imagine. It's been so long since I've been to a city like LA or New York. I don't even want to know what it's like now. Like, I have no desire to go and check it out at all. At all.
I'm good.
Well, sir,
I actually have a video for you,
Oh,
Jeremiah.
Okay.
Yeah, so someone
I'm-
sent me this, and this is a perfect use of AI, and I think we should create some videos like this. I think this would go really well for us.
Okay. All
Tell me
right.
what you think. It's a couple minutes long. We'll watch the full thing because it is pretty entertaining.
All right. All right.
Jessica, welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you. Working for you all has been like a lifelong dream.
Let me show you around. On this floor, we focus on transgender.
Huh?
All things trans. Transing kids, putting men in women's sports, transing kids. On this floor, we work on border security, making sure we have open borders so anyone can come into the country. Literally anyone. Anyone at all. And this, our most important floor, is where we come up with new ways to bash, harass, and bully Erica Kirk. Really well. On this floor, we host sexual harassment training. We teach folks how to fabricate Me Too allegations against people we don't like. And this is legal, where we defend people we do like from very real allegations. Didn't show you the Erica Kirk floor? This floor is very important. We have our best people coming up with arguments against voter ID. For example, that it's racist, or that it's racist, or maybe that it's racist. This is the room where it happens.
Can I see it?
Why not?
Okay, we need to find 40,000 votes in LA. 40,000, that should be easy.
What does any of this have to do with preserving democracy?
Democracy is when Democrats win elections.
Yes, that was genius. That was a genius video. What was the name of the corporation? Did they tell us, or was it just a generic corporation?
Yeah, it was literally the Democratic National Headquarters. That's
Democratic National Headquarters. Yeah, literally and figuratively, all the above. That was genius. I applaud. I applaud that man who made that.
Yeah.
Or I assume it was a man who made that video. Unreal. Sir, might as well get into our breaking story here that I thought I had pulled up, but apparently I didn't. We got a New Jersey politician, a lawmaker who won his Democrat primary and will be running for the seat at the general election, who is a literal terrorist. I wish this was an exaggeration. From the post-millennial, GOP lawmakers denounce Al-Qaeda-linked New Jersey Dem House candidate Adam Hamawi as national security risk.
That sounded racist.
Does he like ham? Probably not, because he's Muslim. Republican leaders criticized New Jersey Democrats' choice to advance congressional candidate Adam Hamawi to the general election in November. Hamawi, a Muslim socialist, which is such an oxymoron. We can get into this here after I read this, but that's so stupid. With ties to the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, defeated roughly a dozen Democrat opponents on Tuesday to replace retiring Rep. Bonnie Watson Coleman in the state's 12th congressional district. So you had a dozen opponents that couldn't take this guy down. This is insane. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said a Democrat linked to Al-Qaeda won a House Democrat congressional primary in New Jersey. Not even ties to terrorists are too extreme for the modern day Democrat Party. So what are you going to do about it, Mike Johnson? That's what I want to ask you. Yeah. This is a contrast for America on display between common sense and crazy. It is crazy. And I don't care what the Constitution says. We shouldn't allow it. That's like the Democrats don't follow the Constitution. So if it requires not following the Constitution to make sure he never sees a political office, then that's exactly what we need to do. But I digress. Congressman Mike Lawler, representative of New York, said Hamaway, I'm going to call him Hamaway, 56, should come under investigation if he gets elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. How about now? Why do we got to wait? He wrote on X, how in the hell has a defense witness in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, a defense witness in the 93 World Trade Center bombing with ties to Al-Qaeda, been nominated by the Democrats to serve in Congress? If elected, Congress should fully investigate his ties to terrorist organizations and determine whether he's fit to serve. Don't wait until he gets elected. Do it now. Yeah. Hamaway, an Egyptian-born physician and former Army trauma surgeon, which is crazy to think about as well, that he served in our military, has been revealed to have ties to Sheikh Omar Abdal Rahman, otherwise known as the Blind Sheikh. I wonder why they called him that. I think it was because he had no eyesight. I don't know. Whose followers carried out the 93 World Trade Center bombing. like, hello. Hamaway defended Abdel Rahman when the Sheikh was tried on charges of planning terrorist attacks in New York. Hamaway was backed by Senator Bernie Sanders, of course, because of course Bernie Sanders would back him, and socialist streamer Hassan Piker, the worst human being in America.
Also retarded.
Also very retarded. I thought about doing some content and reacting to some of his videos. We'll see. The Jewish Insider claimed that Hamaway and Abdul, but then I have to watch his content to do that. I'm just like, ugh, vomit. The Jewish Insider claimed that Hamaway and Abdel Rahman's past relationship began during a road trip to Detroit in 91. That sounds like a 90s comedy movie. Hamaway translated for Abdul Rahman during a news conference in which he denied any involvement in the 93 Trade Center bombing. Hamaway also defended the Sheikh during his trial in 95 when Abdul Rahman was found guilty of preparing to carry out terrorist attacks in New York, the Post-Millennial previously reported. During an April interview, Hamaway stated that his intention to defund the United States military, abolish U.S. immigration and customs, and dismantle the Department of Homeland Security. Okay, so he wants to get elected so he can abolish ICE, shocker, and dismantle the entire Department of Homeland Security. I wonder why you might want to do that.
How is this not treason?
Right? The only reason.
Well, I'm going to do it the legal way.
I'm going to right.
As long as you destroy America the legal way, hey, free speech, it's fair game.
Free country, baby. As long as you destroy America from within, as long as I take away the Department of Homeland Security, so all my terrorist buddies can come and bomb whatever building they want to bomb. Can't bomb the trade centers anymore. Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who I have mixed feelings about, of Florida, weighed in on his election, writing on X, there's no way he can have a security clearance. National security risk. Democrats in support of him have defended his candidacy, citing his previous service in the U.S. military. It's okay if he's a terrorist. He was in our army. This is just insane, Alex. It's just,
let's role play for a second.
Okay. All right.
You're a Democrat, and I'm saying, hey, this guy Hamaway, he's got all these ties to these terrorist organizations. He says all these crazy things. How can you vote for him?
Does he hate Trump?
Yes.
No, then that's all I need.
Okay. All right, good. Okay.
That's the only reason I need to pull the trigger for him.
Yeah. And I was waiting for
Is he white? Is he white? Is he white? Oh, but then definitely voting for him. Definitely voting for him. That's just like, how is there no like criteria that is strict enough to prevent terrorists from gaining political seats? Like, if and listen, the founders were great men of history. But if they didn't build that safety net there, either we're just ignoring it or the safety net isn't there. But if it's not there, then that needs ignored and changed. Like,
well, obviously, when they were sitting down drafting the Constitution, they said, one day we want it so that Muslims could rule over us one day. And that's our vision of a free country.
That's George Washington. I can remember that speech that he gave where he just couldn't wait for Sharia law. Frank.
What up, Frank?
What up, Frank? How you doing this evening, good sir? Thank you for joining us. We do
Fank.
appreciate it. Oh, Fanktown. I thought it was Franktown. Franktown sounds like a town I would visit. I don't know what Fanktown is. Maybe you can inform us. That's okay.
That's how Rhode Islanders pronounce Frank.
You
don't say ours.
You Rhode Islanders. It is.
Oh,
it is Frank though. Okay. Yeah. All right. See,
I know Frank.
You and Frank go way back, huh?
We go way back.
Okay, good. Frank, do us a favor, hit that like button. Let's get some people in here, and call in if you want, man. We're taking phone calls. We're taking your calls. But yeah, dude, I don't like. Let's. It's in New Jersey, so the chances of him getting elected are very high. So let's say let's
trash hole.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the last time
there
I
was
visited
go ahead. Last time I visited New Jersey.
I almost died, and I hated every second of being there. Like even the nice parts of New Jersey,
you almost
sucked.
died.
Dude, yeah, because I drove. So I was driving from Columbus, Ohio, to New York City, and I was like, you know what? It's cheaper to leave my car in Jersey and just boat over to New York City. So that's what I did. But in order to get to the place to where to boat, like I had to drive. Like, dude, rush hour in New Jersey is like Beirut. Okay. Like people don't care about you, whether they run into you, whether you die, like nobody cares. Like you are on your own on that highway. And it's just the most insane thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like literally people like coming into your lane and they're like, okay, well, you're either going to slow down and let me go, or we're wrecking into each other. Like that's what's happening.
Yeah, literally. I hear you. Me and Joel, the first time we met up was in Jersey at DebateCon. And it was, I had it on me, and I was glad I did because anywhere apart from the hotel was pretty sketchy.
It's pretty sketch. Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it. Like like I said, even the nice areas look sketch. Like it's just like an armpit. It's a
We're right next to the airport. Usually that's like a nicer part, but I guess not.
And then that piece you were carrying, you lost in that boating accident. I remember.
Yes.
Me about that. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I couldn't bring it into the restaurant we went into because, of course, they were patting everybody down as we were going to a restaurant. I was like, what?
Like, do you guys get shot at a lot here? Is that a side dish that I can order?
Look, we all enjoy a good fight, but leave the weapons outside, boys.
Right. Can I have some lead with my steak, please? But okay, so let's play this out, dude. Let's say this terrorist gets elected in New Jersey. Then do you think like this is a situation where we just like accept it? Like we accept Ilhan
What's he
Omar?
running for? Mayor?
A representative.
Representative.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
he
he
has
could
a
be
little
sent
bit
to
of power.
Congress as a rep. Yeah. I mean, he's one of
I don't see how he
400
abolishes ICE.
Not by himself, no, but I'm sure there's enough Democrats in Congress that should the Democrats have enough power in Congress, I mean, I could see that happening. I could see ICE being abolished.
If you abolish ICE, does the DHS still retain power to deport?
Not like
somebody's got to do it,
right? Or do they? Or do they?
Yeah.
I don't think ICE deported many people under Joe Biden. In fact, they were flying them in on airplanes, which was just insane to see.
But even the most hardcore anti-ICE person will say, well, yeah, if someone rapes and murders a kid, then we should probably deport them, right? Like, even the hardest anti-ICE person would say that. No?
I don't know. I wish I could definitively tell you yes.
Because that's
But I
always
can't-
my argument is like, you can usually find at least one situation where they'll say, yes, deport that person, right? And it's like, okay, if we abolish ICE, who's going to deport that person?
Not me
Who's
or
gonna
you.
do that's what I asked that mayoral candidate, Rogelio.
Oh, yeah.
And his answer was, well, we're going to bring back INS. Okay, dude.
Okay.
So you just want to change the terminology.
Right. Like, what's your real argument here? Do you have one?
Yeah.
We just want to change the letters on the agency? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. As long as they're deporting people, call them whatever the heck you want to call them.
Yeah.
What's that matter at that point? What a dumb debate.
It was something, man. I'm gonna repost it. I think it needs
You
some more
should.
views.
You should. You should. Oh, of course. Of course he's backed by AOC, Omar, Tlaib, and the ever goofy Bernie Sanders. I am once again asking you to support a terrorist.
Why are the loudest socialists all rich?
Because they
They don't
fraud.
believe what they're
It's
talking
got,
about.
it's got to be Nick Shirley. Fraud, bro. They just they're masters of fraud. And if they're going to get away with it, I mean, it's just this endless cycle of like, okay, now that you're here in Congress, if you don't say anything, we can get you some fraud money too. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll keep my mouth shut. And like, it's just like this.
You need
honeypot.
programs to divert money from, right? That's the whole game.
Yes. Now Ohio Patriot, fact check me on this. I do believe that when Trump shut down USAID, that did strike a pretty damaging blow to funds that Democrats are getting. Insider trading too. Yeah, I mean Nancy Pelosi, super obvious.
Kitty. Oh. Immigration naturalization. What a concept. As if you both are Native American. My father's a naturalized citizen. And I'm proud of that. I mean, his father came to Canada because it's easier to get here legally if you go through Canada. At least it was at the time. He worked for a year and stayed with family to save up money to eventually get his wife and children to Canada and through to the U.S. So when an illegal immigrant hops the border, comes here and takes, and then gets naturalized after being here illegally and breaking the law and mooching off of taxpayers, it's kind of a slap in the face to people like my grandfather and those who worked much harder than him to come over here the right way. So, yeah.
Amen.
What a concept.
Amen to that. What a concept. Punish criminals. Oh, gosh. Don't dare do that. Kitty, please. We have a link posted that is pinned here in the chat. This is a call-in show. If you want to call in and defend your position on immigration, we'd be happy to hear you out. We do not shy away from friends or foes here. So please tell us why criminals deserve to stay in America. And while you're thinking about doing that, I know you won't because you don't have the guts. But while you're thinking about it, I do have an X-File, Alex. We got some weird stuff going on. In fact, I did think about making this show entirely on X-Files because there are so many out there right now. So we'll cover a couple of them as quickly as possible. Yes. The first one,
We never get to play it.
yeah, dude, I love it. I love it. This first one is very strange. I don't know. Now, how old is this? This is a couple days old by now. Okay, so this came out on May 25th. So I don't know if an explanation for what we're about to see has been found. I don't know if anyone has been like, oh, actually, this is a weather balloon or something strange of that nature. So it could be that a natural explanation for this has been found. I do not know, but at least as of a couple days ago, there has not been, and it is very, very strange. Alex, I am very curious.
Need to
what you
full screen
think.
this one.
Yes, got to full screen this one for sure. Okay, so you saw that, right? Okay, so giant green meteor pouring down on this volcano. Now wait for it. Okay, and over in that exact same area of the screen, look at that. What is that? Slowly rising from where that meteor fell. That is bizarre.
It's obviously just a piece of the meteor floating back to the atmosphere.
Obviously. But that is crazy. That is crazy.
Where is this from?
This is from the Mayon volcano live stream. Where is Mayon?
Oh, so they were just live streaming volcanic activity.
Yes. Where is the Mayon volcano?
So there had to have been witnesses then there as well, setting up the camera, whatnot.
Yes. Philippines. So this happened in the Philippines.
Well, you can't believe any of... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm not here. Real quick, Kitty, it's because you can't defend them. It's why you won't defend them.
Well, because she said earlier, but you are judging, but you don't know their circumstances. I wasn't talking about a specific person. I was talking about somebody who actually came here illegally, which over minimally half of the people who are here undocumented came here crossed illegally. The other half overstayed a visa or did something like that, falsely claimed asylum and then lost their cases and stayed anyway, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at least half of them literally broke the law to come here. So I don't know.
I don't feel bad for any of them. Ohio Patriot with the fact check: Dems lost money indirectly in rescinded foreign aid in the multi-billion range when Trump froze U.S. aid monies. Okay, so they're not completely broke, but it did deal them a blow. I don't know. So, I mean, we've talked about aliens on this show, what we think they are, what we think they're not. I don't have quite a clear explanation. Is this demonic activity? Is this literally just a meteor crashing into this volcano?
How
and
much do you
releasing
trust the government, Jeremiah?
Of the Philippines?
Just in general.
In general, not at all. maybe a little. Most, 99% I don't trust.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because if you had the ability to trick the public for some sort of goal, and you had this frenzy of aliens and theories out there that you could feed on, would you use them for nefarious purposes if you were a governmental agency?
I would 100% use them for nefarious purposes.
So I'm not saying that this is that case, but I'm just saying it is a possibility, and I could see why someone with power who wants
would
to
set up a live stream.
Yeah, would use. And I mean, listen, there could be so many different things. Just because it doesn't have to be the people who set the live stream up, even. It could just be, hey, we know this is happening. They live stream volcanic activity. That's a normal thing to do, right? It's an interesting thing people want to watch. Why don't we set this up over here? And why don't we set this up over there? And all of a sudden, all of these things add up, and oh yeah, aliens are real. By the way, here's this classified document we release. And I'm just saying it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely a possibility. Definitely an easy topic to try and distract people with. And it's kind of funny that if this is a distraction, which it very well could be, it's kind of funny that they keep doing it, because I feel like since 2022, maybe 2023 at the very latest, they've been UFO sightings and kind of like alien stuff like coming out, and like very rarely does anybody care.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hear about this. This is the first time I'm seeing this.
Right. The most they got anybody to care in the last 5+ years is the whole those goofy pastors who I got a phone call from the government and better buckle your seatbelts because Trump's going to release all this.
My dad owns the government, actually. He told me.
He told me.
My dad owns Roblox. That's the meme. Kitty, I'm not sure if you have hearing or comprehension problems, but I said both. At least half criminally came to the country. The other half, yes, there's civil matters, but it's going a civil route to avoid going the criminal route. So I don't know if it's much better.
Mike Hunt. I have to make sure to separate your name, sir. I thought you were clever with that YouTube name. U.S. aid was audited almost 8 months ago and found to be billions of dollars fraudulent. Less than 18 cents of most dollars were even getting to cause. Well, yeah. I mean, U.S. aid was clearly just a slush fund for Democrats. I mean, that's pretty much proven. that's pretty much objective fact. So totally agree with you there. Mike, do us a favor, hit that like button. Kitty, I know you hate us, but hate like us and let us know that you enjoy to hate us by hitting that like button. And this is a call-in show. We do actually have a caller who just joined us. Do we do this next story or do we take the call first?
It's up to you, brother.
Let's take the call.
We are about the hour mark here.
We are. Mr. Marks, thank you for calling in today.
What's up, comrades?
What's up? Oh, wait. It's not going to let me put you up here. Sorry.
Comrades.
There it is. You can do it that way. How's the pancake? The syrup is syrupy. I don't know. Can you hear? You can hear Jeremiah? Jeremiah, talk. See if we can hear you.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
I hear you.
Huh.
Let me press some buttons here.
What about now?
There, you're moving around. You got your fireplace on?
It is. I'm too fat. I'm walking.
Yeah, what's up? I hate you guys. You guys suck. I hate you.
Is your back hurt? Are you okay?
What's up, man?
Did you hurt your back? Are you laying down? What's going on?
I'm in Oregon and I'm stoned. I've been drinking Willie's.
Nice.
What's Willie's? What is what made you want to call in? What did you what topic do you want to discuss?
The show can see and hear you. That's cool. Oh, why can't I hear you guys? How about if I leave and come back again? Yeah. So what do I do then?
Do you know that guy?
I do.
Okay.
He is a frequent
debater
guest on the debate show. Yes.
Okay. Good deal.
All right, Kitty, we love you too, but we don't accept bad arguments. So we will fight back against bad arguments. I'm sorry. But we love you too, Kitty.
We do love you too. We love everybody because you were made in the image of God, but we don't approve of your sin.
Unless you're from Ohio.
Wait a minute. Welcome back, Marks.
Hey.
Can you hear us now?
Hear me now?
Yep. What kind of
Nice.
dialectic can I offer you tonight?
Dialectic. Well, out of everything what do you politics?
Were you here for the show?
Hey,
or you just popped on?
Were you here for the show?
I'm here.
No, like did you watch any of it, or were you just popped on now?
I saw like maybe 25 seconds.
Who's that guy? Hamaway. What do you think about Hamaway? You know anything about the? He's running for representative. Did he get elected, or he's just running? Jeremiah.
He's running. He won his primary.
You
New
won the
Jersey
primary.
terrorist. Well, it's a political show, so you can really pick any political topic you want, or the X-File that we had just discussed, the falling meteor and the rising unidentified object, whatever.
Political
floor is yours, my
topic
friend.
I'll pick is, what do you guys know about Marxism?
It's
Were you
a
ever
terrible
taught? Did you ever
political
go to a
philosophy.
class? Did you ever go to a class?
A class
I
on
have.
Marxism?
Yeah. I mean, we don't
Would I
teach
go
it.
or have I gone?
Have you?
Have not gone to a class on Marxism, no.
So
What-
you're like me. You're like me.
What is
have.
what's so appealing about Marxism?
Well, I had it explained to me, and I thought, we've got an awful lot of Marxism in this country.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, no, fortunately. I mean,
Why fortunately?
well, do you know what forms it takes?
Tell me.
I guess the answer is no, then. I mean, come on. Man up. Say
waiting on
no
you
if
to tell
it's
me.
no. Say no if it's no.
I'm just asked you to tell me. So tell
I
me.
will, but I want to know if you know. It was a question I posed. I will tell you, but you didn't answer. Just say no.
Sure. No.
Okay, good. Good. So what I learned was that the cost of labor creates a surplus of labor, which was owned by the capitalists and used as leverage against the workers. Exploitation, that's the way Marx put it.
It's already retarded. It's
you
already
say that.
retarded, what you're saying.
Well, it was 1890s America. That's why I think we had a lot of
Are you saying necessarily owned by the capitalists?
Historically. I don't know about necessary, but this
like,
was
even in the 1890s, you could step away from your position in labor and create your own business, right?
you could,
Yeah.
but I think you probably have experienced, and I know you work in a body shop, do you?
Yeah, I don't do body work, but I basically work in a body shop.
You are a body.
I am a body. I have a body.
You're like left tackle somewhere near history.
I was. No, what did I play? I played right guard because I was also quick.
I was a left tackle, but it was a weight league when I was little. I was maybe 10 or 12 or something like that. Anyway, you haven't started your own shop yet, huh?
No, I haven't started my own shop, but I definitely
Because
could.
you're just lazy or you don't have the capital. You don't have what I'm trying to come up with is you said something accurate and that you could step away and start your own thing. But a lot of people have the constraint of resource capability and they can't.
In America?
They have. Well, let me ask you.
If I wanted
you're
to
in America,
start
aren't
my
you?
own body shop. Yeah, if I wanted to start my own body shop, right? I would not try to go purchase a $300,000 building with all the fittings, or go outfit a cheaper building or something like that.
Mhm.
What I would do is I would pick a service, body shop service, touch-up paint. Touch-up paint is very cheap to start, and I would go around and I would either go to dealerships or I would try to sell my services to the public, and that's how I would start.
Sure. But you haven't.
No, because in my job, the capitalists who own my labor actually provide a way for me to make more money than I could for the first several years of starting.
And that's the point. That's the point. There is a constraint that would be put upon you in order to make that change. I'm not arguing that you can't do it. Well, yeah, it is, because you're saying you're going to lose money for a few years, right? And that's difficult.
Well, yeah. So
you got a family, right? You got a syrup habit. You've got a lot of things.
I do have a syrup habit.
I know it. Well, I had cousins that they offered us corn syrup, and I was just like disgusted. But I was a little kid. I didn't know any better to express such disgust at a big family event. So But yeah,
But
I'm a maple syrup.
the reason I'm not willing to take a pay cut for 3 to 5 years is because the capitalists who own my labor are giving me the stability that I want rather than taking the risk.
I understand.
Usually, and I know because of the people who I work for, it was actually Bob Tasca, the first guy who started selling cars for the Tasca Corporation, who built this business. It's really like a family-owned corporation, and he took risk and really a lot of time away from his family in order to build this capitalist machine. of selling
Understand.
cars.
I totally
I'm not
get
willing
it.
to do that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. What I'm trying to say is that you're just one guy, and we're talking about millions of people. A lot of people have a lot worse choices than you had. And then if dial it back to the 1890s, you're talking about work or starve, right? Or work or go try to earn money digging in the hard clay of southern Texas and starting a farm when you got to fight off, maybe at that time, natives. Maybe you got to fight off for the Wild West. Who knows? But there are constraints that you have to consider. You just don't simply have, hey, I could just choose to be a millionaire or choose to be a capitalist the next day, right? We're workers. A lot of us are workers. And what happened was that, Marx said, why doesn't the excess value created by work belong to the worker and not the capitalist? And
Marx
we
was
don't
a
have that
racist
here.
who lived off his parents'
Oh, whatever.
dime. He
Who
didn't even
gives a
make his
shit
own
about
money.
that? I mean,
Karl Marx didn't
Luther
even
was
make
a
his own money.
racist.
Why do I care what
Who
somebody
gives-
who couldn't make their own dime? What do I care what their economic philosophy is? That's retarded, bro. That's retarded.
How much money did
Karl
Jesus
Marx
make?
was a
How much
Karl
money
Marx
did
was
Jesus
an
make?
Idiot.
How
Karl
much
Marx was an
money did
idiot.
Jesus make? How much
I'm
money
sorry,
did
was
Jesus
did
make?
Jesus
did
promote
own
Marxism?
everything.
Did Jesus promote
No.
Marxism?
Did he make
what
any
does that
money?
have to do? What does that have to do with the
Did
price of tea in
Jesus
China?
make a
What does
wage?
that have to do with the
Is
price
he a
of tea
rich
in China,
man?
Marx? Huh?
I don't know.
What does
I
that have
didn't
to do
hear
with the
anything
price
you
of
said.
tea in China?
I
What does
heard
that have to
nothing.
do with the price of
I
tea?
am gonna be.
La.
Hold on,
Back
all
to
right,
the point.
let's go back.
Back to the
I'm
point.
gonna be
Who
pedantic.
owns
He
the
did own
surplus
everything.
labor? Who owns the
Jesus
surplus
owned-
labor
Who
in
comes
the
up
United
with the
States?
goods to sell in the first place? The workers don't design the service or the product.
Right. I'm not arguing any of that. I'm not arguing any of that. What I'm trying to
Marx
say is
was
there's
a
such
broke, stinky,
whatever. Who cares?
awful human being, and he was racist as crap.
You
Dude,
are
he hated
living
Jews
in a
and black people.
cesspool of Marxism.
What do I care?
You
Yes,
live in a cesspool.
unfortunately, the Democrats have turned this country
You live
into a
in
cesspool
a
of Marxism.
septic tank of Marxism. I'm just trying to point it out.
Unfortunately.
There's okay, so here's the thing. You got parents? How old are they?
Yeah.
I mean, this
My
guy
parents are in
the guy Jeremiah, I asked him a question. He's stunned for like 4 seconds. Do you have parents?
Yes, I have parents. I have one.
There must be an
parent
audio
who has
delay.
passed away, and I have a mom that is left. Why? What?
She's
what
she's
about it?
getting Social Security from your father's working.
I believe so.
Are you saying Social Security is a good thing?
Yeah, I'm not saying Social Security is a good thing.
Well,
No, Zeratarian.
think about it. You've got a society that's secure. Now, those are just the words, but is that not what it does? You would rather have the poor, elderly out on the streets?
Well, no.
You'd rather have your mom?
No. What?
Where does your mom get her money from?
She would have
She's
more
retired.
money. She
Oh,
would have more
she's
money
retired.
if she was responsible with it.
And does she have a pension?
No.
No.
Does she have a 401k? Does she have investments? Does she have what? Does she have Social Security?
Savings, Social Security. Yeah.
Yep. So in essence, there was excess labor produced by your father's labor that created or supported a system that pays your mom now.
Excess value.
So you tell me how evil that is. rat shit poor, Marx is a bastard and all that. Who cares? You can call Marx anything you want. I've got no love for the guy. I said Marxism. I know I'm using Marx as a last name just to
Who invented Marxism?
But wait, real quick. I have a very pointed question.
Hegel.
Would the people on Social Security benefit more or less if they got to keep their money that was taken out of their paychecks?
The answer is obvious.
Well, you say that. But how much extra would you get if there was no Social Security?
So if there was no Social Security,
How much extra would you get?
I'm answering the question. You would probably
nothing
have
extra.
What? You'd probably have
You'd
5 times the amount of excess capital.
No, it's not capital. We're talking wages.
Yeah.
So you've
Yes,
got a
and so-
wage, right? So if you
Right,
make,
and it's
if you make
about
50 bucks an
Do you
hour,
think I get back everything I put into Social Security?
Much less.
You don't get the same back that you put in. Come on.
If you're gonna say
Come on.
people can't control their spending habits and they're probably not going to invest the money if we didn't forcefully take it from them, I would agree. But that has nothing to do with capitalism and Marxism.
well, what happened was our government being by the people, for the people, we the people, right? Decided they owned, our government owns the excess value created by labor
that's
and
Marxism.
inserted themselves into the equation
Can you
and
can you
taxed
explain
both the
how-
owner of the capitalist and taxed the wage earner. So
Yeah, but
both
just because they
contribute.
tax something doesn't mean they own it.
The government?
Yeah.
It's a law.
Do you
It's
own
a
your
law.
home?
I do.
Okay. Does the government tax your home?
It does.
Okay. So therefore,
They-
just because the government taxes it doesn't mean they own it.
They own the money they get,
Well, sure.
right?
If I'm
not saying
provide a
because
service for
the
your
government
home,
inserted themselves into the labor wage equation that they own all the,
but you
the
want
wages.
the
They don't.
government to forcefully take more money to distribute it evenly, correct?
The question is, do you honestly believe if you earned $50 an hour, let's say, and the Social Security, never mind Medicare, Social Security is 6.2%, right? The $3.40 or whatever it is that comes out of the $50, $3.10.
Which is matched
That if
by
they
your employer.
if they squashed Social Security, that you would get $50 an hour, or would you get $47 an hour? Which do you think you would get?
Oh, it depends on the market conditions.
It also depends on how naive you are. If you don't think for a minute that I'm a guy with 45, almost 50-year work history. Did I sit in front of a table when the tax cut came and my boss said, we're cutting your pay? Yeah. Yep. It's because my wage needs are based on my take home, and that's how the market works for my labor. All the gross money I know I'm never going to see because it's taxed, and I've got to buy my part of the health care, and I've got to put away money for savings and blah 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 blah.
The
And
same
if it
is true
didn't-
on the opposite side of that equation, my friend.
What's that?
When your employer has taxes, say corporate taxes are raised, if they come to you and say we're lowering your wage, what's going to happen?
I don't think they've ever done that.
Right.
Not the corporations I worked for. They have to raise their prices, and if they're taxed higher, they're also taxed higher, right along with their competition. So how is that going to hurt them? Competitive
Well,
wise.
because the leverage is usually within the pricing, because it's easier to raise or lower your prices than it is to raise or lower the wages for your employees.
Well, right. Yeah. But you can lower your wages for your employees.
You can, but there's a lot of risk that comes along with that.
Yeah. How many
There's less risk
illegal
with-
aliens come here to work? You guys are anti-immigrant, right? And do they
No,
work for illegal immigrants?
Anti-illegal immigration.
Yeah, right. Okay, anti-illegal immigration.
Mhm.
Are you against them working here?
Yes.
Illegal immigrants?
100% against them working here. Yeah.
How are you against the people who
Because
hire
they
them?
undercut wages for Americans who've lived here.
Right,
their whole lives.
and is that because they come and put a gun to the business owner and say you've got to hire me or I'm going to kill you? Or does the business owner, the capitalist, gladly hire them for
that
less?
corporation should be equally punished for hiring illegal immigrants.
Right,
as
I
they're
never hear
illegal
that.
immigrants
Never hear
being
it. Thank
punished.
you, thank you, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I give you a star on your forehead. I've never heard I don't know if you can consider yourself a conservative. I've never heard a conservative actually say that. But just say it and then never do anything about it. Never ever accept when pushed. Keep those two things together. Because I've never hear people saying, who are these MF capitalists who are undercutting us by destroying our labor market, by hiring
The answer
people
to
who-
that isn't Marxism, though.
I didn't say that it was the answer to that.
I thought you were I thought you came here to promote Marxism.
Well, no, that's one of the problems of capitalism.
Sure.
Yeah, you can say that, but it isn't going to dribble down to every single sentence I say that the answer is Marxism. Answer. I was trying to explain it. I was trying to explain.
To be fair, you came up here as Zerotarian Marx. I know it was mostly a joke.
I'm just jabbing you, man. I'm just jabbing you. I like to have fun with you guys. Get these people come in and it's like, hey, I don't know, just fill in the blanks. They get all bent out of shape. I'm just here half for laughs.
Half for laughs, right on. Well, we appreciate you coming up, sir.
Jeremiah, what state are you in? Ohio?
Yes, sir.
And what city?
I'm not going to dox myself, but I'm outside of Columbus.
You're outside of Columbus. That would be, I had an uncle who worked in a town just north of Columbus. It sounded like it was a city in another state, like I'm in just south of Portland, Oregon, sounds like it could be Portland, Maine, right? What is that town? What is that town north of Columbus?
Delaware?
Because they were from Toledo. They were from Toledo, and he for a short time worked in, to pull up a map of Ohio.
That's all right.
Do we have time for more calls?
No.
Yeah, I want to get to this story though, and then we'll take one more call.
The other
before we call
calls,
it a night.
heck with them. Let's keep talking.
So, hey, man, we're here every Thursday. You are welcome to come back for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, is your buddy Joel Scriptura not doing any more debates or what?
We took a break for a little bit, but we have one the 8th at 11 p.m.
The 8th.
Yeah,
That's coming up.
Monday.
Is it Monday night?
Yeah, 4 days.
Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, there's Perrysburg. That's where my cousin lives.
All right, we are going
Once
to
you
move
find
on,
it,
my friend.
send it in the chat, brother. We'll bring it up.
We'll bring it up. All right, Leah's here. Thank you so much. Kindly hit that thumbs up button, by the way, if you are watching. Yeah, I can you tell I hate Marxism, Alex? Did that come across at all? Maybe during that
Yes.
conversation. We do have a couple of callers waiting. We only have time to take one more, but I do want to get to this story because we've been covering this on the show quite a bit. Let me share my screen. Okay, so you remember the missing scientists?
Yes, we remember they're missing scientists.
Okay. Breaking: human remains belonging to a lab employee have been found in Carson National Forest in New Mexico. Investigators say a gun was found near the remains of Melissa Casillas, who worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Casillas was last seen alive on June 26, 2025. I do believe we did drop her name on a couple shows ago when we were talking about
this. Is this the lady who we did like 30 minutes on?
No, you mean the conspiracy lady? The energy weapons lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is not her. This is not her.
Okay.
But we read one article where it like ripped off like all of their names, and she was definitely on there. Melissa told her husband that she was working at another location within the lab that day. Mark said he received a call from his wife's supervisor who said she never showed up. Cassius reportedly ended up working from home that day around midday. She dropped lunch off for her daughter. Couple's daughter said she later found her mom's belongings, including her phone, which was reset to factory settings at their home. Family friend claims to have seen Melissa walking on State Route 518. Former FBI Director Chris Swaker says Melissa Cassius may have been targeted for a potential abduction, according to the Daily Mail. In a classified lab or just a high clearance lab, they would basically be in the know on what's going on. Let's see what this news break has to tell us.
Identified remains found last night as the missing woman Melissa Casillas from Taos. She was last seen June 26th of last year after she failed to arrive at work, leaving behind personal belongings like her purse, ID, and cell phones. Authorities say a hiker found her body in the McGaffey Ridge area of the Carson National Forest on Thursday. Investigators also telling us they located a handgun alongside the remains. The cause of death has not yet been determined. Just around an hour ago, Casillas' family issuing a public statement saying, "We confirm that the remains found in Rio Chiquito are Melissa. This is a lot to process. Our hearts are heavy and we fully intend to continue to pursue answers and justice," they write. We're told Casillas' remains are going to be examined further by the Office of the Medical Examiner. Stay with KUAT as we continue to follow these major developments in this case. Identified remains found last night.
I'm curious what the actual cause of death is going to be determined to be.
Do you know what she was working on?
I was going to dig into that while we were in Karl Marx debate mode here. Let me see if I can pull this up from the BBC real quick.
What kind of comment is this? How do you reset your phone to factory reset at home? I don't know.
Why would you, first of all, why would you leave your phone at home and factory reset it before you take off in the first place? That's what's bizarre.
It would be funny if you're like, I need to reset my phone after watching this show or something.
Let's see. The BBC's talking about at least 10 people with ties to this research. She was a leading defensive nuclear working on nuclear research, where defensive nuclear research is conducted, and where the world's first atomic weapons were developed during World War II.
I mean, it does kind of fit in the narrative of uncovering advanced weaponry. And
so we talked about this on the show, and I'm curious what everyone in the chat thinks. Is this our own government offing these people because they were working on something that they could leak? Or B, do we have, whether it's China, Iran, whatever, some kind of foreign government in here trying to abduct these scientists, and they either are successful or they end up just offing them? I'm leaning towards foreign assets, foreign governments here. Now, I know I was the original one who said it is our own government doing this, but I'm not so sure anymore because it's getting a little sloppy, right? We're finding bodies now, or I don't know. Where are you at on this, Alex?
I think it's more plausible to think that our own government would do this to cover up certain technologies that they don't want out because they want to use them as a surprise in case of certain wars. I mean, obviously that's crazy, but I think that's more plausible than people outside of the country. At least I don't want to believe that people who work for China and Russia, etc., would be capable of doing something like this without us knowing. That would be even scarier. So I'm hoping if I have those two choices, I would hope for the first over the second.
For the first, I don't know, our own government being tyrants or another foreign government. Now, however, China, we did just talk a couple weeks ago that China, the CCP got a mayor elected. So they are, who knows? Maybe they're like, I want this technology. Let me yoke up a couple of your scientists, take them over to China, force them to work.
Fair enough.
That's a possibility, now that we know that they firebombed that military, or they planted a bomb at that military facility, and then got elected mayor. I don't know. China's making moves. Could be China. I'm not sure. If anyone else in the chat has a theory, please let us know. If our caller has a theory, you are our final call for the evening, sir. Want to bring him up on stage here for us?
Rinyold, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I saw the title say liberals too scared to call
You
in.
got baited.
Big liberal.
Yes, we rage baited liberals to come call in. Not that we're like jerks or anything, but we do
I've talked to
notice
Alex
that.
before. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We do notice we get a lot of drive-bys in the chat where liberals will come in and talk smack, but they never want to call in for some reason and give opinions on any of our topics. So I assume you have an opinion you want to give.
And before you do, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
sorry. Because I'm actually really interested in something, and I'm trying to gauge where people are on the issues of data center. I know this is probably something else you want to talk about, but where do you stand on data centers, generally speaking? Do you have an opinion on that?
I haven't actually done the research necessary. It's my impression that a lot of the fears that a lot of people give about data centers are probably overblown. But environmental concerns. I'm a big environmentalist, so I just have to see like how legitimate those concerns are. I know that there's like some concerns about water usage, but I also know that a lot of the new data centers include like water reusage or recycling, so it's not as big of a problem as a lot of people break it out to be. So,
What do you think about the biggest argument
like 50-50.
being? The biggest argument being, if we don't build a bunch of data centers and just take over AI development, China's going to do it and they're going to be our overlords. You think that's a good argument or a bad argument?
I don't think it's a horrible argument. I think that innovation is in our interest, and China is probably our biggest adversary. So if we can get out in front of whatever China is doing, then that's probably good in certain situations. Specifically, and that's what the Biden administration was trying to do with semiconductors. I think that was good. But it just depends on like how much of a bullet we're biting at home in order to do these kind of things.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Kitty lifestyle, it will drive the cost of our electric bills. It has, because I live in an area where they've built 200 data centers, and my electricity bill is insane right now. What did you want to call in and give your opinion on, good sir?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I did get just raged by comments or by the title. So I don't know, I'm a liberal. I'm here to chat. I feel like a lot of the things I know that me and Alex have disagreements. I don't know how broad we want to take these kind of things.
Well, if you didn't see any of the show, we did talk about, what do you think about this guy in New Jersey with ties to Al-Qaeda who won his primary? Are you a fan of this guy?
Can you give me the name of the guy?
Hamawi.
I can. Yeah, I completely butchered his name earlier. Let me see if I can get the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, Adam Hamawi. Hamawy.
Hamawi. Perfect.
Yeah.
Or wait.
Hamawi?
I called him Hamawi, but it's probably Hamawi. Yes.
What's the nature of the ties here?
He was tied to somebody who got convicted in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing.
The nature of the tie.
Oh, the nature of the tie? They were good buddies.
What?
He defended him, said he had nothing to do with it.
Is this the same guy who didn't the mayor of New York, what's his name? Mamdani. Didn't Mamdani have him like in a press conference or something?
Yes, and I believe Ohio Patriots did drop that information somewhere in the chat about his ties to Mamdani as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that, Rinyald, when Mamdani was running, this got brought up and it kind of went viral.
No, I haven't heard much about it. It would depend on the nature of the tie, right? Like, so if it's the case that this dude's just was buddies with somebody who was associated with it, I feel like any investigations into the guy probably would have found any like link to this guy. It would mostly depend on the policy. My guess is that if somebody is like super hard associating with people that are going to be more sympathetic toward that kind of person, or if he's like running defense for these kind of people, it's probably not going to be my ideal. But also right now, I'm kind of just in favor of whatever the fuck gets Republicans out of power right now.
Fair enough. And are you religious at all, Renald?
No. So wait a minute. Hold on. Before we answer that question. So it doesn't, would you say that, is there a moral line for you on how immoral a person would be if you could wipe all Republicans out of power right now, but they were just the most moral reprehensible people you can imagine? They were fine with legalizing
Child
crime.
marriage.
I don't know. Just come up with the most absurd, morally reprehensible things you can imagine. Would they get a pass for those things just because they want to get Republicans out of power?
Well, I'm gonna be voting based off of harm reduction, right? So my guess is that if we're slandering people because of their past affiliations, my guess is that they're probably going to be more or less in line with the Democratic Party platform. And I think that is preferable to right now what stands as the Republican Party platform. Now, if it's the case that the Democrat Party platform was legalizing crime and the Republican Party platform was what it is now, then yeah, probably not. I think you would probably vote for the Republican there. But I'm going to vote for who is going to have better effects on the national dialogue, who's going to sway national politics better in terms of like a House seat. And right now, Democrats need control of the House. They need control of the Senate. They need to do what they can to stop all of the crazy infringements into our rights. We need to do what we can to potentially get Donald Trump out of office. Hopefully stagnate to where he can't do anything crazy through Congress. Although I'm not sure how much Donald Trump even wants to do anything through Congress, but
so he was turns out we just got a fact check. He was a character witness for the convicted terrorist, the Blind Sheik.
I mean, if he was a character witness and, if his associations tie back to the point of the investigation, my guess is that he was investigated and they found nothing. So again, it would just depend on what his policy platform was at that point, because it doesn't seem like we really have anything to go off of to think that he's like of particular concern.
Wouldn't you knock someone if they were a character witness in like, I don't know, Trump's trial, like the civil, I mean, I don't know if there's character witness in the civil trials, but.
No, not particularly.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
No, but my guess is that if somebody is a character witness, so like the kind of people that he would bring on as a character witness are like Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Sidney Powell, these kind of people, and they have their own baggage that would probably just go based off of.
Gotcha. That's fair. And something you said earlier stuck out to me because you said you're going to vote based on harm reduction, but then you said you're going to vote based on who's going to better. Sorry if I get it wrong here. Who's going to better affect national politics or political ideology? What'd you say?
Yeah, sure. So when I'm electing national seats, I'm going to be doing so on the grounds of how it affects national politics, right? So if I'm going to be electing Democrats because I think electing Democrats is going to reduce harm in the sense of basically curtailing whatever Donald Trump wants to do. So I'm voting for each candidate based off of reducing harm or which of, the lesser of two evils cliche. And then by extension of that, that's going to lead me to vote for Democrats like 99% of the time.
But it wouldn't be strict harm reduction, right? Like there's some caveats there, like you said earlier. Like if somebody was say a convicted child rapist, but maybe they were reformed or whatever, would you still vote for them if you thought they were going to be the better person to reduce harm?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter about the personal morality of somebody.
The personal reality is going to tie into the personal morality is probably going to tie into my calculation, right? So if somebody is like a pedophile and they have like one different, I don't know if I can say that word, my bad.
Me either. I don't know. YouTube's weird.
If that person is that thing, and supposing that they have like one different policy and it's not going to change much, well, then that character evidence is probably going to come in and play a very heavy part, because if they're more or less the same candidate, or I think the harm is going to be more or less the same, but somebody shows like crazy deficits in moral character, then I'm probably going to say that, his decision making is not good or whatever. So that's going to change the calculation for sure. But if it's the case of like, it kind of hits at, I don't know how tied into the Twitch politics scene you are, but like not
really,
like the, I don't know what I can say.
Is there still a Twitch politics scene?
Twitch/YouTube, the guy like Hutch, Destiny, those kind of people.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know, because Twitch kind of dropped the ban hammer on quite a few people. I didn't know if the the scene was still active. And honestly, TikTok took a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Earlier,
and
you
I'm
said,
just. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Or no, earlier you said Donald Trump was taking away rights. What rights is he taking away?
So we've seen like crazy infringements on due process rights. We've seen crazy infringements on First Amendment rights.
Give me an example of the due process rights. What do you mean?
So the go-to example is obviously going to be the JGG class, the alien enemies that he tried to deport without any sort of ability to challenge their designation by the government.
What process are they due?
In this case, it would be just like the fundamental substantive due process of like notice of deportability and the ability to challenge that deportability by some metric. Right.
Okay.
So like in this case, what would be appropriate, right? If I'm saying that this person's an alien enemy and for that reason I can get them out of the country, I would have to give them some ability to say, hey, I'm not an alien enemy, right?
Is coming here illegally not enough for you to be an alien enemy?
No. And that doesn't satisfy the requirements by that law either, right? You have to be engaging in some sort of like warfare or predatory incursion into the country in order to be classified as an alien enemy and be like 14 or older. But that's
yeah,
not
but
really
illegal
what that-
aliens aren't due. Not every illegal alien is due a court case. It's not a thing.
Not all of them are due a court case per se, right? But in every single case of some sort of deportability, you have the ability to say, hey, I'm not who you're saying I am, or hey, I don't have this, quality that allows me to be deported, right? So if they're trying to remove somebody with expedited removal and you say, hey, I'm a citizen, right? They have to hear that case, right? They need to hear that you're a citizen in order to know whether or not you're deportable or not. And this applies to every single immigration case. You need to make sure that they have who they have. And if they don't have who they have, the person is allowed to challenge, hey, I'm not deportable for this reason, or hey, I'm not this person, right?
And there's two things that come to mind here. One is, should it be this way? And one is it actually this way written in the law? Do you have, and I don't expect you to have right in front of you, maybe you do, like a specific example in the law that you're talking about?
A specific example of what?
Of Trump abusing this power for someone who's calling an alien enemy and not allowing them to object.
So
to
that was the big controversy in March, because what he was doing is there was a temporary restraining order placed on him because he was trying to fly people out on the grounds of the Alien Enemies Act. They were basically put on a plane. They were told that they would be able to talk to a lawyer, and then they were never given this ability. And then they were shipped out during a hearing on whether or not the deportation should be restrained, right? So he was literally shipping people out while they were determining whether or not he's allowed to ship people out.
Good.
So in terms of that, the Supreme Court already ruled that the amount of notice, the amount of process that these people were being given, at least in March, was not constitutional. That they need to have some amount of notice. They need to have some ability to challenge their designation as an
Democrats don't
alien
care about
enemy.
the Constitution, though. So it's like, why should he care?
They care much more than Donald Trump does, I promise.
Oh, I promise you they don't. I promise you they don't.
Now, so these are a lot of people. How many people do you know?
I know it's upward of 200, but I don't know the specific number.
So it's probably very different circumstances for each person, right? So it's
Kind of.
messy. Okay.
Kind of. So, I mean, the problem with due process violations is that even if there are nuances with each particular case, it's really, really hard to get into it when you're specifically disallowing the court from hearing it, right? Or disallowing whoever from hearing it, right? Because in the case of the Alien Enemies Act, it doesn't even really need to be a court, right? When we were doing the Japanese internment camps, that was on the grounds of the Alien Enemies Act. But what satisfied their due process is going before an alien enemy hearing board that was headed by the Attorney General and basically saying like, hey, you are this person. Can you prove that you're not this person? And if they couldn't, then they would get shipped off, right? But that amount of due process, that's why there was the quote in the hearing on the TRO saying like, these people got less process than the Nazis, right? Because even the amount that we afforded to the World War II Japanese or to the Germans under the Alien Enemies Act was less than we afforded these random El Salvadorians.
Yeah, and so these are people here on like a TPO. Is it TPO? Temporary.
Also, I don't grant that
yeah.
illegal aliens have constitutional rights either. So there's that.
Well, these weren't illegal, right?
talk about it.
That's the contention?
Some of them were, some of them weren't.
Okay, so if they were illegal, then it wouldn't be an issue of like they're illegal, so they got to go, right?
It would be an issue because whenever you're deporting somebody, you have to do so under a particular statute. And if you're deporting somebody under the Alien Enemies Act on the grounds that they're an alien enemy, you have to prove that they're an alien enemy in order to expedite their process, right? Because otherwise, then they can, file for habeas corpus, or not habeas corpus. They can file for asylum. They can, challenge their, deportability, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So even if they were illegal, if you're using this particular law to deport them, then you have to meet the requirements of that law.
Correct, because the Alien Enemies Act expedites the amount of process these people are afforded. So if that's the case, you have to prove that there's reason to do so. And the Trump administration didn't meet that burden. And what makes it worse is that when we deported them, we didn't deport them to their home country. We sent them to CCOT, right? Which we got multiple credible reports of them torturing these people in these prisons. So not only did we deport them with no process, but we also sent them to a prison not in their home country where they got tortured.
Want to argue about torture again? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I think that when you what's the tech saying? A lot of tech founders move fast and break things. Obviously, when it comes to politics and people's lives, that's much messier than a tech product. But I do think that's kind of Trump's motive here. He wants to do a lot and do it fast. Now, so there's about, you said 200 people, and he was challenged. These people, they did get flown out, and are they back?
They got flown out. They were held in CCOT for a couple months. They got released because of a prisoner exchange, but they were never, returned. They were never given any sort of process here. They were just released through a prisoner exchange, but they spent a couple months in CCOT. Yeah.
What do you think the consequence for Trump should be here?
It depends on what regard, right? In terms of like what the legal consequence should be or what the remedy should be. It probably should have been to bring them back and put them through the regular process. But since that ship sailed because they already were released from the prison, there's only so much that you can really do now. In terms of like political consequences, I think that everybody should be aware that we did this, right? I think everybody should be able to agree that Donald Trump is violating these people's rights. And not only that, but did so with like flagrant disregard, right? Like this was a very intentional move. It was very obviously unconstitutional. There's no world where he would have gone to a lawyer and said that, these people don't have the right to anything, right? Nobody would ever say that. The precedence doesn't show this for even people who are way more egregious than a couple Venezuelan people. So it was like a very egregious violation of our constitutional rights, knowingly, right? That's why there's whistleblower claims as well of lawyers within the DOJ saying that we may have to tell the Supreme Court to fuck off. So yeah, I think it's pretty nasty. It puts a sour taste on my tongue, and I think that the voters should go forward, and not only with this, but with the
ruining the country
that
with
Donald
illegal
Trump doesn't give a
immigration
fuck
puts a
about
sour
this.
taste on a lot of our tongues as well. It's not like illegal immigration is some victimless crime here. It damages communities in ways that liberals refuse to acknowledge. And so, hey, if this is what has to be done, this is what's got to be done. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a little ugly, and I'm okay with it.
You're okay with violating the Constitution to deport these people?
Illegal aliens don't have constitutional rights. Citizens have constitutional rights.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think that? Well, because that was the original intent of the founding fathers.
That was not the original intent of the founding fathers. The original intent was to give due process to everybody within the jurisdiction of the United States, right? And certainly these people are within the jurisdiction of the United States.
I believe you are incorrect, sir.
On what regard?
In the regard that the founding fathers would extend full constitutional rights to an illegal alien.
Well, that's a separate thing. I'm not saying full constitutional rights. I'm saying at least this right, at least due process rights have to be afforded to everybody in the country, or it's afforded to nobody in the country.
But again, what process are they due?
Well, real quick, just to jump in, to maybe help a little bit. If an illegal immigrant was picked up on a grape charge, you would want them to have due process, right, Jeremiah? For that grape charge.
To go to trial for the grape charge.
Yeah. Like they couldn't just be thrown in prison for the grape charge.
Well, now they're burdening the prison system. Would it be worse?
Would you rather have them just deported?
That's a good question, man. I haven't really thought about that. It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
This is a tough topic.
Because that's our tax money that gotta, because he's obviously going to have a taxpayer funded lawyer. So that's a burden on the taxpayer to put him through that process in the first place instead of just getting rid of him. So I don't know.
So, I mean, do we at least agree that like the Supreme Court precedents and like all of the case law shows that illegal immigrants get due process? Like this is the fact of the matter, regardless of if we believe it's like the original intent that the Supreme Court has upheld this before?
Ask again.
do we disagree that the Supreme Court, at the very least, the Supreme Court agrees that immigrants should be given due process, regardless of if you agree with those rulings or not?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Supreme Court's rulings on those processes enough to answer that question.
Okay. So, like, for example, there was a case with a Japanese immigrant at the time, and we basically put them in a labor camp, and that was it, right? And that was it. And then they appealed up to the Supreme Court, and it basically said that we have to apply the Fifth and Sixth Amendments to these people because they're people, right? They can't be asked to answer for capital or, capital punishment or, any sort of forced labor without indictment of a grand jury. So that would apply the Fifth and Sixth Amendment to even aliens.
So you're saying the Supreme Court did rule on that during that time?
Correct, in the 1800s.
Well, again, I would prefer original intent over case precedent.
Sure, and we could talk about that, and I'm perfectly willing to talk about that. But just to be, the case precedent does show that they do have these rights, though.
Yeah, man, I don't have enough knowledge on the subject to debate you on that.
Okay, that's fine. So now we can talk. Okay.
Well,
now,
I had a
in
question.
regard to.
Okay, go ahead.
In regard to whether or not they should, right? Like, if it's the case that due process is just constituted by the process that's allotted to you by the law, right? So if a law says that you get this process, you get that process, right? If that's what's meant by due process, don't you think that we would have to afford that to literally anybody who is within our jurisdiction, regardless of their immigration status, just to make sure that we can prove that they're subject to deportation or whatever?
I think extreme times call for extreme measures.
Well, couldn't those extreme measures justify deporting citizens without giving them the ability to challenge that they're a citizen?
Could it be abused? Probably. Yeah, our government does have a history of abusing power, as most governments do. But I don't know. For me, the pros outweigh the cons when it comes to mass deportations. Quick and efficient.
To help out here a little bit, I think it's tough because there are certain situations like the RICO Act, right? When the RICO Act was made, it was because what's his name? What's the mobster's name?
Al Capone.
Was it? Oh yeah, Al Capone. He's ordering hits. You can't get him, but we all know what he's doing, and there's just no legal route to take to get him. So I think that Trump trying to find a way to quote unquote do the right thing, and maybe you disagree with him trying to do the right thing, but I think that's the intent I would apply here, that I would think Trump is trying to do. He's trying to do the right thing and maybe going about it in a wrong way. Like, I would like to dive into the context of each person and see, like, is this Trump just trying to boost numbers? Because it's only 200 people. It's not like it's going to be heavy on numbers. So what's the intent here and what is he trying to do? But I do think that, yes, we need to afford illegal immigrants due process, I think, just for the fabric of our country.
Yeah, because due process has to apply to everybody. It's just that's necessitated by the principle of due process. That's what I was going to say to the originalist argument, where it's like, well, if the founding fathers want due process, if they want, like, if they believe in this fundamental ability, because, they believe in, like, God-given rights, they don't believe in, like, state-given rights. If they believe in this fundamental right to challenge accusations made against you by the government, that would certainly have to apply to everybody if the state isn't the one that gives you that right, if it's God that gives you that right.
Fair. Ohio Patriot says they came with no due process. They shouldn't get due process to leave. I'm tending to lean in that direction. Thank you for calling in, sir. Real quick, give us your opinion on these missing scientists. What do you think about all that stuff?
Seems bad, but I'm always hesitant to jump to conclusions. So, I hope it gets investigated. If it's worthy of investigation, I hope they look into it. I think there's.
I know you don't want to jump to conclusions. Give us something, man. What's your gut tell you? What are you thinking? Is it our government? Is it a foreign government?
Put the tinfoil hat on and entertain
put the tinfoil hat.
What I'm leaning toward is that it was like, if it was, it was probably just some gang affiliated thing or some fucking murderer or whatever. I mean, like, there are crazy people out there. On the other side, there's tons of political incentive to release. If our government killed somebody, you know for a fucking fact the Democrats are releasing that. You know it. You know they are, right? So if they never release it, probably wasn't our government. It may have been a foreign government, but I would just need something to push me in that direction.
For sure.
I appreciate you coming on here. I do really like talking to you. And for those who don't know Rinald, you can shout out your stuff here, but he's definitely not soft, and he can give it. And I appreciate you coming with respect and being kind here to us. So.
Yes. Do definitely appreciate the respectful conversation. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Have a good night, brother.
To due process 20 million people would take hundreds of years. That's ridiculous. Again, that's where I lean. Alex. I know that power can be abused.
What you're
I know
saying.
that power.
Yeah.
I know that power can be abused, and in the future it may be abused. That is a risk I am willing to take right now.
Because to recap, it seems like you're saying, well, all right, if you believe that 20 million people are here illegally, and we're just legally hogtied. Are we just going to let this happen to our country? We need to do something, right?
Right.
And I think Rinald's saying, well, based on the certain actions that we do, we could end up in a spot that we either didn't expect or definitely don't want to be in, where other people are, citizens are getting their rights trampled. And I understand that argument. It's tough. It's a tough situation.
Definitely tough situation. Folks, kindly hit that like button, subscribe to me and Alex's channels, and share the show with everybody you've ever met in your entire life. You are watching, by the way, you did just watch the #1 political night show on Thursday nights at 9:45 p.m., where the host has a library in the background and a host has an American flag in the background. There is no other show that is #1 in those criteria. Folks, you saw it here. You saw it first. I don't have a funny video to lead us out with because we spent a lot of time on roasting white liberals today. So I burnt up all those videos. Alex, do you want to promote anything you got going on?
I do have a debate. I haven't been in the debate seat in a while, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm recording the debate. It's not live. For Word War debate on Sunday. I don't know when they're going to release it, but it is based on audience votes. So I will be shouting from the rooftops once you guys can watch the debate and vote. And, only vote for me if you think I won the debate. So I'll let y'all know about that.
Right.
It's not a popularity contest, right?
Not a popularity contest. I got a video I'm working on that is going to be the 5 biblical verses that the founding fathers used to help form this country. Video's not out yet, but you can check out my previous video where I talk about the rural and urban voter divide and apply scripture to that situation on why that is. Why are cities liberal and rural communities conservative? I give you the biblical verdict on that. Go and check that out. Thank you all for watching. We are here every Thursday at 9:45-ish p.m. We will see you next week. Godspeed and God bless.
Have a great night, guys.